Hey, it's Jason, your friendly aspiring YouTuber, and today we're gonna unbox my GoPro Hero 13, which I purchased during the Black Friday sales extravaganza. This GoPro 13, I paid a total of $499 for. I got the ultra wide lens mod for $79. It made my subtotal $579.98, free shipping, and $34.80 of sales tax. So stay tuned as we unpackage this. I'm gonna show you my first impressions, and then of course we're gonna do a video and see what the quality actually looks like. Okay, let's get this bad boy unboxed. The GoPro Hero 13. I'm adding it to my overall kit of equipment that I have. That would give me the GoPro Max. Then I have the GoPro 12. And now this is the GoPro 13. If you watch my videos, you'll know that I've recently purchased the Osmo Pocket 3. So you're probably wondering why I purchased this. There's just situations where you cannot use the Pocket 3. It's just not nearly durable enough, and you can't get it wet. And a lot of what I do with these cars, DIY and stuff, it obviously is, can be in harsh environments. I'm pretty excited for the ultra wide lens. This comes really in handy when I'm at a car show or swap and all the cars are lined up really close together. It comes in the little GoPro box, which I actually generally don't use. I will be using the kit. You must update it before you can use it, so they give you some update instructions here. We have the little light that goes on the top. That's going to be identical to the Creator Edition light that I got with my Creator Edition 12 pack. Now, I probably could have gotten away without buying the Creator Edition because I have it for my GoPro 12. However, I figured it would make sense if I use both cameras just to have that media mod for both cameras. This looks like a battery. We have the actual charging stick and handle. This is identical to the other one I have. Absolutely no change. The actual camera right here. The media mod looks a little bit different maybe. I don't know, maybe it just doesn't have that thing on it yet. Yeah, it doesn't have that little wind muffler thing on it for the mic. And then we have all the bits that come in the kit. Every single piece. So they give you a different mount here. I don't remember that in my GoPro 12, so that's nice. Quite a bit of stuff. You have the battery thing, because if you use the media mod, you got to take that off. This is for the media mod. Some more clasp. Some more things to tighten the camera on with. And then all of the instructions. Whoops. All of the instructions right there. So the actual camera, you have to update it before you can use it, which, makes sense. Going to pull all these stickers off of it. I'm very excited to see how the lens, it's like a magnetic thing that's going to pop on there, which is very similar to how DJI is doing it. The case that this comes with is exactly the same size as the Creator combo case for the 12. If you got that, then we have this little guy here, which just pops on like so. So that's just to kind of muffle any sounds that might come on. This is the Media Mod case. So the camera is going to actually go in this case. You have to take that battery clasp off, and the camera's going to fit right in it. So it creates a really nice sill, but we're not going to use this. It would just come off because in the Media Mod, it actually plugs right into that on the inside. It's going to actually nest just like that in the Media Mod. So we'll put this in our extra parts bag. They give you this as well, which is a battery cover if you want a constant charge. So you can hook up a charger. So this is really good if you're doing a time lapse. You can actually take this battery cover, you can put it on, and it gives you access to the USB port in there that you can charge. So again, keep that in your kit of extras because you might need it at some point. The actual battery, pretty easy peasy to do. Put that bad boy in like so, and that's that. They give you all of the extra little adapters that you'll need. Now I have tons of these because they'll cross compatible. So I have a lot of these from my kit with my Max and Hero 12, but you can see all the different pieces that they give you that you can set up with the camera. Admittedly, I just end up putting these in my bag. Another USB-C cable. And then of course the light, which I showed you. And then you have the battery adapters there. And then we have, I think this is called the Volta, the battery handle. It comes with, looks like it comes with a charge. I'm surprised by that. But I absolutely love this handle, and the reason why I love it is, one, it's going to constantly keep that, that phone or that camera charging. Two, you can easily charge this. So it's, I'm going to be running 2 of these now, so I have tons of battery. But most importantly, it gives you Bluetooth functionality, so you don't have to press any buttons to start recording or anything using this, which is super nice. And it's also, a built-in tripod as well. I really do like the weight and the durability feel of the GoPros. My Pocket 3 just doesn't feel this durable, and I'm in my garage a lot and doing things on cars. I do appreciate the durability and the extra wide lens, obviously, that you get with the GoPro compared to the Pocket 3. Now, they recommend you must update it, so this is fairly simple. How to assemble the camera, I've already did a bit of that, as you can tell. And that's kind of the finished product of how it will look, because, the little light can hook on the top of this guy like so. So you get a little light functionality in here. And this is where my receiver for my Hollyland will actually mount. Now, how I easily store them, I use these Apache cases. This is the 4800 Apache case. I got the Max in there. The 12 will go on top of that. The 13 on top of that. I will create additional storage under the iPad. These just pop out and you can carve whatever you want. And then I have a bag of all the different bits. You can see all these loose bits up here that I store. Boatload of extra batteries. I do the same thing for my Pocket 3. Smaller case, but just to keep everything organized, and you can throw it around without any issues. So think about a case. The case they give you is small. It's not terrible, but if you're traveling and you're rough with it, You cannot beat these cases, and wait till they're discounted at Horrible Freight, because sometimes these things are 40% off. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the Hero 13 on. Press and hold that power button. This thing might have came completely drained. No, it came with plenty of juice. I wasn't pressing the button. I do have it plugged into the cable. So select your language. I'm English. I agree to the legal stuff. I do want to turn GPS on. I do want to turn voice control on. It is English US. That is confirmed. It is checking. I didn't put my SD card in. I got to put the SD card in. Okay, I totally goofed and I didn't order a memory card. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is the ScanDisk Extreme Pro Micro SD. It's 512 gigabytes. So plenty of space if you're doing 4K shooting. And the cool thing about Amazon, it showed up same day in like 3 hours. So you can't complain too much about that. And it just pops in the side here. Then it just clicks down. And now I can boot this up. So English, I agree to the legal stuff. I want GPS on. I want voice control on. Confirm. And now, since the memory stick is in it, it will actually let me configure it in the app. So you're going to want to open up your cell phone. I'm using Android. I'm going to go to GoPro, connect to a GoPro. Right away it found the new one, the Hero 13. Connect, pair with it, yes. So now it is connecting with the GoPro 13. It is connected. You can name it. I'm going to keep that default name. And now this is where it was telling you have to do the update. I'm going to go ahead and say continue and install the new update, which will bug fixes. It's going to connect. It will begin to download it, and then it will install it. Okay, it just beeped, and it popped up and said update complete. And it looks like the phone or the camera is now ready to use. It's on video mode, standard, HDR. So we're going to keep that in standard mode, and it'll shoot up to 5K, it said. So some cool features I'm noticing out of the gate with this. You can click this little guy here. You can do widescreen. It looks like it has better vertical shooting. That's something I don't recall having on my GoPro 13. And where you can do full frame. I do most of my long forms in wide. And then you have your 4K quality. And that's how you do your quality. Highest is 5.3K. I'm shooting just in 4K, so I'll keep it in 4K. I'll keep it at widescreen. And then video mode is obviously what I want. I'm not going to be doing HDR. HDR says use it to bring out details that might blend into shadows or bright spots, best when used in bright environments. But I'm going to be shooting at 4K. I would keep that in standard mode. I'm digging that I can do vertical shooting though. That's so important for YouTube Shorts and some of the other social media channels. But everything else, for the most part, seems like it is what you'd expect. You have your photo mode, you got your time lapse, you got your video. I'm curious if I can save a profile here. Usually there's an option where you can like save a profile. when you have things custom configured. So what I did, I changed it from basic mode. If you go in here, you can go into controls, and I changed it to pro mode because that's what I was looking for. I like to have more control. So you still have, your vertical, your widescreen, those icons, but down here I can do, 16 by 9, 4K, 30 wide, and I can just make a preset, which this is, what I'm going to be doing here. So I can say, standard profile, 16:9, 4K, 30 frames, wide lens, hyper smooth on. And I can make sure all of my settings are exactly what I want. Audio, boom, boom, boom. Create a custom name, and we will call this, because this is my primary shooting, I'll call it Jams. And that's really important. Like, I'll probably make one for, shorts and stuff like that when I'm shooting in vertical mode as well. So go ahead and save this profile here, check. So now I have it as my primary one. Now with this media mod, you're basically just gonna flip this bad boy around, open up the enclosure. When you first get this, the enclosure is a little bit tighter because it hasn't been opened. Eventually this will loosen up a little bit. And then the camera is gonna slide right in like so, and it will clasp in there. And then what that's gonna give you is, when you go into your profile here, let me actually go back. That was my goof. You click the little settings here. You can see that you will have the ability with audio to use media mod. So right now it's using the media mod, which is this. And you can use front and back, or just the camera mic. So now it's using the front and back speaker here. And then if you plug in a mic, right there, it will override this and it will use that mic. So if I plug in my Hollyland receiver, it will actually use that instead. So I'm very familiar with this because it is very much the same as my my other camera that I have set up. I do like the GoPro ability to, navigate. I find it very nice. Whoops. Hey, it's a action cam, who cares, right? But on the app, what I should be able to do here now is, I'll do that later. So you can actually enable preview, and it's gonna allow you to control this camera. Now what's crazy, that 512 gigabyte card will give me 21 hours of recording. So then you can see, I basically can control the camera completely from my phone, and everything that you would expect would be there as you normally would have. So this is an awesome camera. I'm a big fan of it, but the real test is gonna be testing out the quality. So up next, I will take the Hero 13 and I will test it, and I'm gonna show you what the quality looks like compared to my GoPro 12. But remember, I have this super cool ultra wide lens. So let's install the ultra wide lens and see how that works. So basically you gotta kind of pull this out. I took it out of the media mod case because it gives you better leverage, but it's hooked in like so. You got to kind of pull it out and then twist it, and that gets the stock lens out. And I'm going to put it on that microfiber cleaning pad they have. I'm not sure I'll be comfortable doing this in the field though, in a dusty environment or something, so I'm curious. But the blue dots, there's a blue dot on
ultra wide lens mod and a blue dot here. So they're saying you basically line that up and then you just twist it on. Now, I thought, and again, this is just me not knowing, I thought that these were magnetic, and they're not. I thought it was like the DJI ones. This actually, you lay it on nice and firm like so, and then give it a nice twist. And then you have that on. And you can keep that cover on to protect it. And then I'm going to go and put it back in the media mod here, like so. And it's all hooked up, and it's supposed to just detect exactly what it would be doing on the camera. So let's go back here. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to turn the camera back on. And you can see it says ultra wide lens. So this is that, oh my goodness, that is ultra wide. So that's giving me a really wide spectrum of viewing here. And that's basically all you would do. So that's what it looks like on ultra wide. And you can see it's picking up this candle quite easily. So let's go ahead and take this off. And I'm just curious if you'll be able to tell in the video how it looks. So to take it off, I'm gonna put this little cover back on it. You're gonna kind of pull out. Now I do find pulling it out of the Media Mod case makes this job a little easier. But you're gonna basically pull it out and then twist it. And then it comes off. And then I'm gonna right away put it in this cover to protect it. And then to put the other one back on, you're gonna wanna line up your blue dots like so. And then twist it back on. I didn't get that on, let me redo it. You gotta kind of line it up and push down, and twist. And then just make sure it's seated the way it should be seated. And then if you go back, and this is just with the standard lens, I'm in wide mode. Even if I go into ultra wide, you can't see it at all. It's cutting off right here, and you can see that candle is all the way over here. So it gives you really, really nice wide lens capabilities. All right, Hero 13 ultra wide lens mod. Next up, I gotta get some footage. That's gonna be once I get back from vacation after Christmas, and I'm gonna show you side by side of the Hero 13 versus the Hero 12. It's coming right up.